So, whether you're coming from the CAPI Media onboarding or not, welcome to the 2021 Complete Business Manager Setup Guide. This is going to be a very important guide, especially moving forward with the whole iOS 14 situation and Facebook being very meticulous about bans lately. So, following this video and making sure you have these steps done properly is going to only benefit you. Now, I'm going to personally walk through everything as if you're starting this from scratch because I can tell you from personal experience, having technical issues with Facebook's platform because one thing's not set up correctly or, running into avoidable bans, it all really is a pain and just makes the whole advertising side a lot harder. So yeah, let's get started. So obviously, you want to be going into business.facebook.com, and if you already have an account, just go ahead and log in. If not, just click create account. It's the same very simple process that Facebook will guide you through. But since we already have an account, I'm just going to go ahead and click login. So once you're logged in, it should look a little something like this. You can see an ad account and the page pop up here if you already have that connected. Whether or not that's the case, let's go ahead and complete the setup. So let's go into business settings. And the first thing we're going to set up is the page. So we're going to go ahead and click on page. For the purpose of this video, we're going to create a new page. But if you already have a page, it's very simple. Just click add a page and type in your page name or the URL and just click add page, and it should connect the two together. We're just going to create one here for the purpose of this video. Let's call it demo page. Just like that, we have a page created. Obviously, make sure that under people that you are added under there and you give yourself access to everything. There we go. Next thing we're going to set up is the Instagram account. And like I said before, this page and the Instagram account through the business manager, this is completely different than if you were to connect the two separately. So you want to also make sure you do that. It's very simple. You just go under your personal profile or the person that's the admin of the page, then go into its settings, then navigate to where you can connect Instagram account and the page there. But this is just to put it all under one umbrella as in one business manager. So for Instagram account, again, just click add and click connect your Instagram account. I don't have one to do that to, but if you do, just go ahead and log in to the business profile and you should be good to go with that. Now, next thing we're going to set up is the ad account. Again, these are very simple steps. I already have one created, but if you don't already have one, just go ahead and click add and create a new ad account, or add a previous existing one if that's applicable to you. But again, just make sure under people that you are under there. And once you have one created, we're going to want to set up payment right away. So go into open an ad manager. Then you're going to want to click in the drop box where it says business tools and then click on add account settings. Well, first things first, before payment, you want to make sure that you fill out this information properly. I can't really do so as I'm not setting this up for an actual business, but just fill out whatever is applicable to you and save changes. I don't even know if I'm saying that word right, but then we go into payment settings and then click on add payment method. Then connect whatever payment method works for you. I personally recommend that you just stick with debit or credit card. It's the most direct and fastest and simplest way for Facebook to kind of trust you guys with. PayPal is not really reliable, and I don't really know the other ones. But now the next thing we're going to set up is going to depend on what kind of host that your store is on. So for the ones that aren't running on Shopify, we're going to click on Pixels. I have all of these set up for the purpose just to show that you want to be making sure you do this correctly. So if you don't already have one, just go ahead and click add. We're just going to create the one for this video, Reels Pixel. Click continue. And then we'll set up we'll continue now, and then we're going to go into Events Manager. We're going to do some little tweaks here. Now obviously the pixel is not completely set up, so at this point you want to just click on continue pixel setup, click on Facebook pixel, click connect. You can either manually or use a partner integration. These are all the partners that Facebook is partners with. So if, like I said, if it's not on Shopify and it's on WooCommerce or BigCommerce, you can do that here. Obviously I can't do that because I don't have a store to connect that to, but here's the thing that you want to do, make sure is click on settings, and this is after you have this up and running, by the way. Just go ahead and click on automatic advanced matching and track events automatically with code, and then go back into overview and you should be good. And make sure, like, I can't really show this stuff because I don't have a WooCommerce or BigCommerce, but make sure you do this step properly so you can actually connect them. Just because you made one here doesn't mean that you actually connected the two. But assuming that you have that done, exit out of that, go into catalogs, click on add, click create a new catalog. Let's just call this demo catalog. Create catalog, give yourself access to that, very important. And again, I have all of these to show that you want to make sure you choose the right pixel basically. And then once you added that, it'll be okay, and you should be good to go with that. Now, this next step is going to be for if your store is running on Shopify. It's even simpler for you guys. So go ahead and navigate to your Shopify backend, and I have mine pulled up here. It's just a demo one that I created for this video. Making sure the first thing we're going to do is under sales channels, we're going to add the Facebook channel. And this is very important. It's different from the Facebook shop. They got rid of that. So now you got to go to Shopify App Store. And this is if you don't already have one that pops up here. And then find the Facebook channel. It should be one of the first things that pop up. Click Add App. And then just follow the steps to add it to your sales channels. And there we go. So this is the screen that should pop up. We're going to go through the step-by-step on how to do everything. So let's set that up. And Facebook account, you want to make sure you're connected to your personal profile. Now once that's done, make sure you're connected to the proper business manager that you already created. Go ahead and click connect. Facebook page, this is the one that we just created. Make sure you choose the right one. Choose your business's Facebook page, obviously. Data sharing, now this is where the conversions API and the pixel comes into play. For enable customer data sharing, you're going to want to make sure that's on. For the level, choose maximum. That's going to use conversions API, very important for iOS 14. And under pixel, make sure you connect it to the right one. This is the one that we created earlier, but for the Shopify users, if you don't already have one, you can obviously create a new one using through Shopify, but we're just going to connect the other one. Now we're going to create a new commerce account, which is very similar to the catalog, and we can do that through Shopify, which makes it very easy for us. And once that's done, we're going to review terms. Should be a second, and we can finish setup for the Facebook shop. Isn't that satisfying? That little green. So we have that done. Start setup for Instagram shopping. Obviously, I can't do that because I didn't connect the Instagram account earlier. But again, under business settings, if you already have one connected, you should be able to connect 1 and 2. Obviously, I can't do that, so let's go back. And then we're going to set up Facebook marketing. Now again, this is just choosing the ad account. Make sure you choose the correct ad account that you created earlier. Then we're going to click connect. It's not going to let me do it because I don't have a valid payment method, but luckily for you, you probably already have one, so it should connect 1 and 2 together. And then select the Facebook target country, wherever you're targeting, terms and conditions, go through that and then finish setup. And then once you go back into Facebook, if you followed all these steps properly, it should be green, 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 and then you're good to go. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to go back into Facebook and Business Manager and then complete the setup for the pixel that you just created. So we're going to go back into Pixels and then open an Events Manager. And there's a few things that we need to do because your pixel isn't actually live yet. So we're going to hit Continue Pixel Setup under the one that we just connected. Hit Facebook Pixel. And we're going to use a partner integration because we have one. And then want to ask connect your Shopify account to Facebook. We already did that, so we're going to click. And now we're going to go back into the demo shop that we created. Copy and paste that URL. And then in a quick minute, it should say active. There we go. So then we click continue. And then go to test events. Type in that URL again, open website. There we go, it just triggered it, so then that means your pixel is all good to go. Now there's a couple of things that we're going to do in the settings though. Same thing that we did with the other one. Automatic advanced matching, make sure that's on, and track events automatically without code, make sure that is on. And then afterwards, we're going to verify the domain and we're going to set up aggregated event measurement, which is going to be important for, like I said, iOS 14 and conversions APIs, but we can't do that just yet. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set up some safety things for your account. This is going to be very important to make sure that you let Facebook know that you guys are a legit business, you're selling legit products or whatnot. So the first thing we're going to do is back in business settings, go into business info, all the way scrolling all the way down, and then under primary page, you want to click on edit, and then search the page that you just created or that you already had connected, and then click save. And it should be all good to go if it says primary page. And then under business details, make sure you just fill out everything accurately and as correctly as possible based on actual papers. So like whatever's on your LLC papers or whatever, make sure that you just fill that in accurately. Now once you have that done, you're going to want to go to Security Center, my bad. And there's two things that you want to do. Two-factor authentication, you want to make sure that it's on everyone. So that's a green lock. And then for business verification, I can't do that because obviously I'm not doing this for a real business. But if it were, then most likely you'll have a start verification button that pop up, and then just follow those steps and you should be good to go. And it's gonna basically ask to you to match up the information that you're plugging into Facebook with actual, government information. Or I don't know how that works, but I assume that's how it works. Now, next thing we're gonna do is domain verification. So what you're going to want to do is under brand safety, click on domains. We don't already have one set up, so we're just going to go ahead and click add a domain. But you want to make sure that you plug in just the raw URL. And you're going to need to reload because it doesn't always register. Now from here, it's going to say verification pending. What you're going to do, this is the easiest method if you are using Shopify. This is the most easiest method to actually do it. You're going to click on meta tag verification, copy that to the clipboard. Don't worry about what anything is, just do what I say and you'll be good. Then go back into your Shopify backend, click on online stores and then themes. Click on actions under the current theme and then click edit code. Then from here, you're going to want to click theme.liquid and then under in between head, so from this head to where it ends over here, anywhere in between, you're just going to plug in the meta tag or copy and paste whatever you just copied and pasted from Facebook and then click save. And then also you're just going to want to make sure you reload that so your site doesn't break. It didn't, so we're good. So now we're going to go back to Facebook, and I already know this isn't going to work for me because it's not a real URL or it's not a real domain. Now this domain is borrowed by Shopify, so it's not going to actually say green, but after a couple minutes for you, and if you keep refreshing the page and clicking verify, at a certain point it'll say verified, and it should be good to go. And it's just as long as you put it in between the head section and the theme.liquid section of your Shopify coding, I don't know whatever that means, but as long as you do that, you should be good to go. Once you have your domain verified, we're going to go back into the pixel setup. Now this is important because of Conversions API. So once you have that set up, you're going to want to go to Open in Events Manager to the pixel that's connected now. Then go into Aggregated Event Manager. Then Web Event Configurations. Now, like I said, it's not going to let me do it because it didn't let me verify the domain, but if assuming that it is, I'll pop up a screenshot of what it should look like, of what are the exact events that you should be setting up, and it's going to depend on the customer funnel journey. And this is something that you can be only done on your end, and no agency can actually come onto your business manager and do it for you, which is really the majority of the reason why this video is being made. But yeah. After you do that, you should be good to go with everything. Just double check. This way, basically, as a client of ours, we don't personally have to waste time fixing technical errors. We can avoid bans as much as possible, so we can just actually have no roadblocks in the way of us starting. So let me know if you run into any problems, but I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But for now, if you've gone through the video, you should be good to go for the next steps.